Good morning, everyone. This is Kathleen, and I'm here to show you the first tag template that I have. Um, First of all, I want to tell you um, that even though I'm calling this a template, it's really just more inspiration. I mean, just take the idea and use it however it appeals to you, because the definition of template is technically it's an object. It's a physical thing, a shaped piece of metal, wood, card, plastic, or other material that is then used as a pattern for processes such as painting, cutting out, shaping, or drilling. That's, what I learned when I Googled it. But I understand a template to be a pattern or a layout that's used to replicate letters, shapes, or designs, like a stencil or a sewing pattern, or that's like a template, that's something that you can repeat and get the same results. So that's what a template is. And so it's different, a little different than a pattern, because it's a physical object. So this is a pattern, this would be a template because you could trace around that or use it to get the same result. This template I'm calling 2+1. There are 3 pieces to this design. It looks essentially like this. It has, other than the base, so it has like a tag base, right? It has 3 pieces, 2 vertical lines and 1 curved line. So 2 pieces, 1 bigger, 1 smaller, and then 1 piece that is curved. And it goes together essentially, like this. And you can make different arrangements. We'll talk about that in a minute. You can flip it up, flip it down, do it, one way, reverse it. There's all kinds of ways that you can arrange the pieces, but this is essentially 2+1. All right, let me show you the examples I have, and then we'll make some. Okay, so here's an example. You have the vertical, you have the smaller, you have the curved. This is the same thing essentially, just a little bit different. Here it is again, the piece in the back, the circle element, and another focal point. Whatever ends up on top is kind of the focal point. That's a design principle called hierarchy, that the most important thing is on top or in front. Things that are less important in your design, you can choose to kind of put behind. That's just called hierarchy, but it doesn't have anything to do with what we're doing today. Here's the template again, a little bit different. I hope you can kind of see it. And then the circle in the back. But as I said, you can change it up, right? Instead of having the long piece on this side and the shorter piece on this side, you can put the longer piece on the left and the shorter piece on the right, right? You don't even have to have, a circle. You can use some other shape, but my thought when I use this design is that you have some straight edges and some curved edges. So I use the straight edges in the long lines, the vertical lines, and the curvy edges in the little embellishment type thing. So here it is again on the left, and then this one is entirely different. It has the long piece, the what would be the focal point, but then I have put this other vertical line on top. And like I say, hierarchically, it means that this becomes now the most important, the focal point. But here's the little circular curvy shape there at the top. You can also flip it and put the curvy shape down at the bottom if you want. So it's the same template, it's just rearranged a little differently. Okay, all right, let's move those over then, and we'll make one. So we'll use this tag shape. Here's my 3 pieces, the larger piece, the smaller piece, and the little curvy element. So let me just get my glue, and we'll put some glue on this larger piece. I'm going to put it this direction. Make sure that that's straight-ish, at least straight-ish. This little sailboat comes from the Graphics Fairy, and I've mentioned before, but I never fail to feel thankful for the Graphics Fairy because she has so many pretty designs that are free. She has a subscription site as well with lots and lots of different things, but she also just has free images available. Okay, so there. Now on this one I've used the long piece at the back, the shorter piece, and then I've just put this circular piece here in the corner. I like that. Okay, one more, just so that you can see. You can arrange it any number of ways. This would be the classic one up here at the top. But because I've cut this to be kind of unusual, I'm going to replicate that. Repetition is another design element, so I'm going to replicate that little step corner thing here in these pieces. So I'm going to put this one first. And you can see that I've kind of crumpled and distressed this because I want it to look old. And I don't ever have anything really quite symmetrical. Symmetry is another design element, but I like asymmetrical better. I'm just less formal, I guess, than some things. Not that I don't ever have a symmetrical design, but I tend to like asymmetrical things a little better. So I have the little step there that's repeated, but I'm going to have a little more down here than I do at the top. And then I'm going to put the watch. Again, these are Graphics Fairy images. I'm going to put the watch just down here. So this time, instead of, so there's the upside down design, but instead of having the curved element behind, I have put it on top. So again, it's not necessarily in this design the focal point, but it is hierarchically more important than if I had it behind. Okay, so there's that tag, and there's the tag that we've made and these examples. So feel free to try this template out. I hope that you'll make something and maybe tag me if you're on social media so that I can see what you've done. I hope you enjoy using this template to make something fun for your own projects. Thanks for being with me.